At NTX Glow, I have 2 employees that work with me. And that's kind of a problem now because I only have 2 chairs. But today I'm gonna fix that. This is what we're here for. So this right here says SPARCO on it, but it is definitely not a real SPARCO seat. The first giveaway is that this thing weighs like 40 to 50 pounds. It is insanely heavy. The second way that you can tell is these knobs right here. They actually lean the seat forward and back, but they don't say SPARCO, and I don't even think that SPARCO uses knobs. Lastly is the frame setup on here. It just doesn't seem like a real SPARCO seat. And for those reasons, I definitely don't trust driving around with it in my car. So I'm just gonna turn it into a seat that we can use here in the garage because we definitely need another one. We're gonna take it to my buddy Wes's house and he's gonna help me. But the first thing that we need to do is clean up the space because it has been sitting around too long and is covered in cobwebs. Now that this thing is cleaned up and ready to go, let's head over to Elliott Woodworking. Welcome to Elliott Woodworking. This is Wes.
How's it going?
This is the chair that we're gonna modify. You think it's gonna work?
We'll find out.
All right, so we need to figure out how to get this small base mounted on here. We got the Genesis Coupe mounting bracket off, and now we're gonna take the rails off and see what's underneath that. Oh, okay, there we go. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think it's just a spacer. I don't think it's... Oh, it can move. After taking this apart, I'm really glad that I never used it in my car. This would have been extremely unsafe. All the bolts were kind of hand tight and not really on there well. They used a nut as a spacer. Super sketchy. So I'm out of my expertise. Wes, what's the plan?
I mean, it's gonna be super simple since we got all the metal crap out of the way. We got 4 nice little places here. So we're just gonna get some plywood and make a base for it there, mount it to these brackets already in place, and then mount it to our stool there. So it should be pretty simple.
Sweet.
Simple piece of scrap ply will do the trick. So we'll cut this to size and then mount it.
All right, sounds really easy actually.
It's gonna be super easy.
So is this how you're gonna actually line up the holes onto the board?
Yeah, I'm just getting measurement from the outside here. So we'll go 12 by 16.
Wes said he's gonna make it fancy.
Yeah, we're just gonna round over the edges here. Probably more than we need to do, but why not? All right, so we just rounded over the edges a little bit, just to make it a little nicer. If you reach up underneath there, it's not gonna be a sharp edge. We're gonna finish it off with some 220 grit sandpaper, and I think that should be more than enough we need for this project.
So how are you going to line up the holes?
So it's measured it out, the hole to hole, 10 5/8, and then 13 1/2 that way. So just squaring it off and
Hoping for the best?
yeah.
I like that.
That looks good to me.
Yeah, looks great. It's all lined up. It was, in fact, not all lined up. So the way that seat had the rails in was 2 size bolts that actually fit and then 2 that were too small. And then they put this nut underneath the actual threads of the seat and just had it run all the way through. I mean, it works, but it's sketchy. Measure once, cut twice?
Yes.
Oh, not gonna work. The maiden voyage of the new seat did not go well. Lasted all of 2 seconds. What do you think?
Screws
Okay.
and more to grab on to.
This to that. This has gotta work. Ooh. That's pretty good.
All right, that was a real test though.
No, I'm not. God, that's so
think it's way
so
up there.
tall. That's
You definitely lose some stability
that's getting
when you're all the way up there.
some rocking movement now. For the final touch, we're gonna add a brand to it.
Alright, I've never branded fabric before, so we'll see how this works.
Let's not catch it on fire.
Yeah, we'll try. Oh my, worked a little too well there. Went straight through that. Straight glue? And I got this.
Okay, there we go. Now we have a slightly sketchy workbench chair. I don't know if this will actually be comfortable to work sitting on at a bench like this, so there's really only way to find out, and that's to get to work. I can't thank Wes enough for building this. I was gonna say help me build this, but he built this. It's pretty sweet, so I'm really excited to see how it feels whenever we're actually working on lights. This thing is sketchy to get out of though.